and welcome to another video. So today I will be going through my plan with me for the week of February 10th through February the 16th. I'm a little behind, honestly, but it is what it is. So that was the week before, how everything got all filled out, and now we are moving into this upcoming week. As you can see, I'm still in the Lights Planner Action B6 Traveler's Notebook inserts, the all-inclusive version, which has the weekly overview at the very beginning of the week, followed by the weekly layout. And I'm still using the half columns with the lines. And this is the sticker kit that I'll be using. These are just leftover stickers that I had from my memory planner. And I actually didn't have a leftover full box, which made me a little sad. This particular sticker kit only had 8, which I used in my memory planner. And so I think here I'm about to show you the full boxes in my memory planner so you can get a sense of what the theme was. This was a Valentine's Day theme that was also Star Wars, and so that was really exciting for me because I only recently got into Star Wars. I watched them with my boyfriend maybe, well, it's been 2 or 3 months now actually, but they were just, I don't know, I went my whole life without ever seeing Star Wars, despite the fact that it's like one of those movies that I feel like most people have seen, independent of whether they like it or not, and I just never ever seen them. So cross that off my bucket list. I really loved them, and so I was really excited when I saw this sticker kit and decided that it was what I had to use this month. So at this point I have sped up the video to 3 times speed. You cannot tell yet because I haven't done anything on the screen. I'm not really sure what I'm looking for here. I think it's whiteout, but I actually ran out of whiteout, so I had to deal with the fact that I didn't have it. And that was kind of annoying because these dates are really dark. Those black boxes in the upper right hand corner of every single day is pretty irritating, but I worked with it. And I think I was also trying to decide what to do about date covers because I didn't have any for this week and I didn't know what I wanted to do. The date covers that I have been using were a set that I printed a long time ago from Planner Choco, and I've used them so much that I actually didn't have any colors that matched this kit left over, but I also didn't have any others. I was in the process of printing and cutting some new date covers, but I hadn't finished that when I decided to film this spread, so I had to just get creative and completely change what I was doing. So what I ultimately decided on was to use this washi tape from the December 2019 Simply Gilded Subbox at the top. It's this really nice floral that I really like. I don't know, I don't think I've really ever been like a crazy fan of the Simply Gilded florals, but this one I did particularly like, and so I used it here. And then on top of that, I have some script stickers with the days of the week on them. And I started to put them at the bottom because I thought that would let you see more of the bow pattern, but I just didn't like it. So it looks weird with that black box. So I put my days up towards the top. And the sticker paper doesn't stick to the washi very well. I keep having to push the sticker back down onto the page, but I can't tell if that's because of the brand of sticker paper or because these dates scripts are actually kind of old. I printed them maybe 4 months ago, probably longer, maybe 6 months ago, and the sticker paper was a little older than that. So the sticker paper is getting on like 7 months old, and just the longer any sticker paper or washi tape sits around, the less adhesive it gets. I don't know why. I don't know the science behind that, but I know that it's a thing. And so I kind of feel like that's what was going on here. After that, I went in and put these glitter headers down. I always pick a glitter header that I want to use from my weekly kit. My weekly kit has glitter headers because I don't ever use all the glitter headers in a weekly kit, especially with the new Erin Condren format, which just makes it hard to do the 3-day division plus a full box kind of thing that I was doing in the other format. And now we start with Monday, which I put down this half box to mark that it was my boyfriend and mine 38th month anniversary. We still count those things. It's been like way over a year now, but we still like to take time every month to kind of celebrate, yay, being together and really prioritizing spending time with each other in a way that in our busy day-to-day lives we may or may not do as much. But to make that a priority once a month, we still do. And then I put down a flag checklist sticker. Tuesday, I put down this half scallop box thingy to mark that the New Hampshire primary was happening on Tuesday. I am currently living in New Hampshire, and so we were going to vote here rather than like do the whole mess of absentee voting for our home states. I'm originally from Texas, but I voted in New Hampshire this year. So I wanted to mark that down, and then I also put in a checklist that I cut down, marked that I needed to go vote on this day, and then marked a meeting that I had with the head of school to talk about my contract. I was hired here for a year-long position with the option to reapply, and though I did reapply, it was uncertain whether the needs of the school would make it such that they would renew my contract or not. And the outcome of that was that they probably aren't going to, and so that was tough. That combined with some other news that I got on Tuesday that I didn't particularly enjoy, and then on Friday we actually had course evaluations from students. They got to write comments on our courses, and I don't know if you've ever worked with students, but sometimes they can be quite harsh. I had one student start multiple comments with, "I don't want to be rude, but," and that's never a good sign. And so that Tuesday's bad news combined with Friday's harsh comments is part of why I'm only just now posting this video, because the rest of that week was just really hard. And so I didn't feel like filming anything or putting anything together. And now I'm feeling a lot better, so I'm doing this voiceover. I put down lots of placeholder checklists on Wednesday and Thursday. Thursday I mark with a quarter box that Sunday study hall recs are always due on Thursdays for my job. Then Friday I marked Valentine's Day. My boyfriend and I didn't celebrate Valentine's Day on the 14th because I had to work that weekend. I'm marking it here that it was a duty day, which just means that even though outside of the regular school day, because I do work in a boarding school, I have residential duties. So I have evening activities with students, and I have to be in the dorm at night for check-in and things like that. And then I marked also on the 14th that we were having a science department retreat, which I actually didn't end up going on because I only have one foot in the science department and one foot in the math department. And rather than deal with covering classes for all possible science faculty that day, we decided that it would just be best to only have full-time science faculty go on that retreat. So I ended up crossing that out later as well. And then I marked that Saturday and Sunday were also duty days for me, and then filled in the space with a checklist to ultimately add more of my specific duty day schedules once those got published, which would be later on in the week. I think it was Tuesday. I really got all that information of when I should be where and doing what for the different things that I had to do that weekend. Then I put some decoration down by the to-do section just to make it a little more in theme. I didn't have any of the headers I sometimes use to add color to those sections because I decided not to print that page for this sticker kit. Those headers are really the only thing I use from those pages often, and so to save some sticker paper and some time, I thought, you know what, I don't think I really need those, so let's try working without them this week. Over on the right-hand page, I add my bow washi, and then I start to build this box, I believe. So I use just some washi at the top to take up some space, and then I fill in the rest of this spread with my habit trackers, which I've done for a couple of weeks now, and I actually didn't keep up with them at all this week. That just is what it is. Although I don't know that I did the habits that week either, so that's also partly why those end up blank by the end of my week. And next to that, I just ended up putting a full box checklist so that I could put some things for the upcoming week that I wanted to keep on my mind. And then the notes section here, because I didn't have an extra full box, I ended up using some washi tape and I'm putting this full box hydrate sticker for like water tracking. And I did not do that at all. I did not track my water this week. It's definitely something that I need to do more often. I don't drink enough water and then I feel gross and tired and I get headaches and my lips are chapped and it's just a mess. I need to track my water and I need to get better about drinking more water, but I didn't do it this week. At the do section, I migrated all of my ever and constantly migrated to-dos, including some things for our card that I'm just putting off, and to prioritize working on my job search, especially since I did get that feedback on Tuesday that they probably would not renew my contract this year, and so I just need to decide what my next step is going to be. I have the option to go to grad school. I did defer a year for this position at a master's program, so that's always like an option for me. But I'm looking into a few other places, and we'll see in the upcoming weeks what's going to happen. Over on the weekly overview section, I put a weekly schedule down to mark like an outline of what I want my YouTube planning to be. I did not do that at all, but yeah, I ended up not doing it. Like subtitle work on Wednesday was right after some double bad news on Tuesday, and I was not. I used that afternoon to just take off, and I think I read Wednesday. And then you saw me migrate some to-dos as well as some to-buy lists, things that I just want to keep on my mind but not important, especially unpack. Like we have a handful of boxes that just never got unpacked, and now my unpack is not even a thing because I know I'm going to be moving within the next 6 months, and so those things are probably best kept in storage, especially if I don't need them immediately. And I will probably start prioritizing um, decluttering those boxes because if we haven't used them in these past 6 months that we've been here, we probably don't need them at all. We should just get rid of them. So that's going to be changing in the upcoming weeks. And then I'm decorating more of this section with some deco from Date Kit to bring in the Star Wars theme. The deco is really where I got to bring in the Star Wars theme because I didn't have any leftover um, full boxes. And I love the little baby Yoda. Oh my god, it's so cute. It's so good. And I love Darth Vader holding the teddy bear. My printer does not do good blacks, like subtle black variations, so you can't see a lot of the details on Darth Vader, but I know what he looks like, so it's cool. More deco on the main weekly spread here. Just filling in some space and really making sure that the Star Wars theme gets tied into my weekly spread as well, because up until this point, all I had were those that lightsaber heart on Friday, and filling in my habit trackers. Back on my weekly overview page, I did struggle with what I wanted to put here this week. In the past, you've seen me like hand letter a quote here, but I didn't feel like I wanted to find a quote and do all that, so I ended up doing something else. I'm outlining it with washi tape, and then I decided to use this as a place to write down the weekly action items from my power sheets so that they can be in the planner that I keep with me all the time and I can reference them as needed much more easily than I can in the power sheets, which sit on my desk all day, as well as monthly action items that I wanted to work on that week, because the monthly action items, they take place over the course of the whole month, and I feel like I really need to work at breaking them down and deciding specifically when I want to work on those, especially since some of them are just, they're big items, and so I need to keep them on my mind. I split the two sections up with some 10mm washi tape. This is the same floral that I used in the weekly spread. It's also the same floral that I ultimately paired in my memory spread. So those are the same. And things that I picked for my monthly action items included some things like planning a Valentine's Day gift, which actually we ended up not doing. Decided to just go out on Valentine's Day, but at the time I was planning that. And then also to visit my sister over spring break, which I also don't think I'm actually going to do. I have a job conference that I'm going to towards the beginning of my spring break, and then this last half of the trimester has just been a hard time for me personally, for the school as a whole, and I kind of just don't want to go anywhere. I want to just stay at home, clean up, read some books, play in my planners. So I actually might not end up going anywhere at all. I spoke right through the flip through of the week all finished, but you got to see it there, and now I am just showing you the stickers that are leftovers, the leftovers of my leftovers, and so as you can see, I really do try to get a lot out of these kits. But that is everything. That concludes this plan with me. Be sure to like, comment, and or subscribe if you liked what you have seen here, and I hope that I will see you next time. Bye!